Well, good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from Scott Manning YouTube Sports Talk. I want to thank all of my loyal viewers for being with me here this morning. Thank you guys for being here this morning. I just want to thank everybody for being here. Now, it has happened. Ohio State University has dropped the gavel on the Urban Meyer mess, on the Urban Meyer situation, and it goes very simple. Urban Meyer, Ohio State head football coach Urban Meyer, has been suspended for the first 3 games of the season. And his suspension is effective immediately and will go until September 2nd. His suspension is without pay. Yes, you heard it correctly. He has been suspended without pay, and he can rejoin he cannot be with the team until September 2nd, the day after the first game against Oregon State. What does this whole thing mean for the football program? Ohio State's going to be without their head coach for the first 3 games of the season. He cannot have any contact with the football team until September 2nd. Now, the first 3 opponents for Ohio State, 2 are pretty easy. 1, I'm still up in the air about. The first game is with Oregon State on September 1st. That should be an easy one. Rutgers on the 8th, and then TCU, and then number 16 TCU in Dallas. That's the one that's got me a little bit concerned. I'll address that another time. However, Urban Meyer was not the only one that was suspended during all this. Ohio State University President Michael Drake has decided to suspend Ohio State University Athletic Director Gene Smith. Now, Gene Smith got the worst of it, if you ask me. He has been suspended without pay, and that will go from August 31st to September 16th. More than 2 weeks. This whole thing stems from the mess with Courtney Smith and former Ohio State wide receivers coach Zach Smith. Urban Meyer said yesterday, "I followed my heart instead of my head. I missed several red flags and I messed up." Yeah, you did, Urban. That's all I can say. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care if Zach Smith is the grandson of legendary Ohio State football coach Earl Bruce. Zach Smith needs to be locked up like a caged animal, 23-hour solitary confinement if you ask me. But I'm not going to go into that any further on that. And I'm going to tell you right now, Urban's legacy may have been tarnished because of this. I mean, this is ridiculous. Back in 2015, Urban should have followed the proper protocol, and he should have taken it like a man. He should have handled it. But he followed his heart instead of his head. And look where he gets him. Urban, I really hope you're proud of yourself, because you, my friend, just got yourself suspended for the first 3 games of the season. And it's going to be interesting to see what interim head coach Ryan Day can do. And I'm going to say it now. Ohio State is still one of the best football teams in the country. Yes, I said it. Ohio State football program is one of the best in the country. But let me tell you something. Ohio State's always had a target on their back. But this whole thing with Courtney and Zach Smith, it's ridiculous. It's sad. And if Courtney Smith lied, she should be ashamed of herself. But I don't think she did. But I'm going to tell you this right now, and I'll say it again. Zach Smith should be in the slammer for what he did. I don't care if he is the grandson of Earl Bruce. I bet you right now, Earl Bruce is probably turning over in his grave. And what happened with athletic director Gene Smith, he was like, "Oh no, we got to go all the way, we got to go all the way, we got to go all the way." The committee was willing to say, "Let's just move on, let's move on." But Gene Smith was like, "Oh no, we got to go all the way with this." Look what it got him. He's suspended without pay from August 31st to September 16th. The whole thing is a mess. And let me tell you, I am disgusted with athletic director Gene Smith, and I'm also disgusted with Urban Meyer. And I'm going to say it now. Urban Meyer is suspended for what, 3 games? I'm a little disgusted with Urban Meyer because I thought he was a man of integrity. But I'm going to say this. He should have followed the proper protocol back in 2015. He should have did it. But instead, he followed his heart because one of his coaches is the grandson of Earl Bruce. No excuse for that whatsoever. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you are the grandson of Woody Hayes, Earl Bruce. Heck, I don't even care if you're one of my friends. If you're beating your wife, I'm going to the university and letting them know what I'm seeing. It's a disappointment. It makes me sick. And the nice little article about it was, and ESPN did a really nice article. I just kind of following the cliff notes here. And I think Gene Smith's part in this. He's as guilty, and the committee thinks he's about as guilty as Urban Meyer. And he is. So, first of all, I've got to applaud President Michael Drake for taking the appropriate action. And I know I'm going to get a big, big earful from a lot of my viewers. But I'm going to tell you now, I don't care. Zach Smith should be locked away in a cage somewhere, or locked up in the slammer. And by the way, Urban Meyer, you disappointed a lot of people, my friend. I'm going to root for the Buckeye football team, absolutely. But Urban, if Ohio State loses one of the first 3 games of the season, you're going to be partially to blame. And I'm not trying to do anything. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to support Ryan Day as interim head coach, definitely. But once again, we're talking about domestic violence, and somebody else is paying the price for it. It should have been Zach Smith. It should have been over with. They should have handled it back in 2015. Now look what's happened. Urban suspended for 3 games. Athletic director Gene Smith suspended for over 2 weeks without pay. And Urban Meyer's suspension, yes, it is without pay. I don't know what to say. It's pretty much been said. But Ohio State, despite all of this, I think Ohio State's going to be in very, very good shape this season. Think about it. Nick Bosa's back. The defense is back. J.K. Dobbins, Mike Weber, they're back. Dwayne Haskins, everybody's talking about him being a possible Heisman Trophy winner. I think Ohio State's going to be okay. We're going to be all right. The first 2 Oregon State Rutgers, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. The one against TCU in Dallas, I am concerned, because TCU is ranked 16 and they're one of the best teams in the Big 12. And the Big 12 is not a pushover, not by any stretch of the means. My thing is, we're going to be minus Urban Meyer, yes. And am I disappointed in Urban? Yes. But let's give Ryan Day a chance. Let's support him, give him our support, and when Urban comes back, I'll be a little bit more forgiving. But right now, I just can't, because I'm disappointed in Urban Meyer, and I'm disappointed in Zach, and I'm very disappointed in Zach Smith. Urban Meyer should have followed his head, but he followed his heart instead, and look what he gets him. And it makes me sick, and I'm very disappointed in Urban Meyer, because he gets himself suspended because of this mess, and it's a mess. And I'm very disappointed in Urban Meyer. And yes, I'll say it one more time. Zach Smith should be locked up in a cage somewhere. And I hope Courtney Smith can get the help and the support that she needs during this nightmare of a time. And I'm not going to elaborate on it any further today, because I'm just going to rabble on, and I just don't feel like it. And that's all I have to say. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys for taking the time with me here this morning. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. Just type my name down, look for this pretty face, and you'll see all the sports videos that I've done so far. Thank you guys so much for being with me. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much. Goodbye, everybody, and God bless.